Hi friends, Aitherea here. As you guys already know, with Dawntrail we got the 2-dye channel system, and so I think it is time for me, a creator who's apparently somewhat known for glamour videos, to talk about this. And today I'm going to share with you what I think are the best pieces that got 2-dye channels, like the things that I think now have been upgraded, elevated, and just deserve a spot in the limelight. So let's get started. So the first piece I want to talk about is the Skyworker's Singlet. So the Skyworker Singlet you can get from Skybuilder's scripts, which is part of the Ishgard Restoration Firmament stuff, but you can also buy it on the market board. And the reason that I am so excited about it is that you get to dye the tattoo. We have a few outfits in-game, a few glam pieces that come with tattoos on them, but of the ones that were made having 2 dye channels, I think this is the only one where now you get to choose the color of the tattoo. There's like one piece from the Caster Republican like PvP set that you get with wolf marks where the tattoo on the arms does dye, but then the cuffs of that don't dye because it's still 1 dye. So having a piece like this, it's just a simple tank top with a tattoo, but you get to dye the tattoo, I think just elevates it a lot. I just think overall this is super cool and it's gonna make a lot of really awesome glams. The next piece that I have to talk about is the Frontier dress and the Frontier pumps. I don't know if you guys remember, but when the Frontier dress came out, we were all upset because the dress is really darn cute. But the trim, they gave us the ugliest, like, laid in your closet for 100 years, like, worn, disgusting, muddy, like, it just looks like something that aged poorly and that it would smell really bad. You know what I mean? Like it would smell old and musty. They gave us like musty beige. It's the ugliest thing they could have done, which also made it really awkward to dye because you would dye the dress and some colors just did not look good because the trim was so ugly. Well, guess what? They fixed it. They fixed it. Now the 2nd dye channel is the trim, so you can choose for the trim to be any color you want. You can make it a nice shade of white, whether you go for just snow white or you go all in and you pay for the pure white. You can do that. Or, you know, maybe you dye the dress a shade of blue and you make the trim an adjacent but lighter shade of blue. The opportunities are endless, but regardless, they turned this into what we wanted it to be. I am so glad that they focus on this and put this in there because finally we get to enjoy this piece in the way it was always, in my opinion, the way it always should have been, the way it was meant to be. But let's move on to the shoes because you can't even understand how excited I am for the shoes. So something this game has been lacking for a really long time is like a basic staple pair of pumps. I feel like all the high heels you get have something about the design that just like throws it off. Like if you look at the maid shoes from the Mog Station maid outfit, they're like almost perfect, but then they've got that sock under them and then it's like, oh, it doesn't really work with everything. You just want, like, you basically want the Frontier pumps. But as you see, the original Frontier pumps have this little red detail, which is cute, but problematic because if you want to wear it with something that doesn't look good with that shade of red, you're kind of out of luck, but not anymore. Now, with the 2-dye system, you can dye the front of those red pumps and you can make it the exact same color as the rest of the shoe. We now have our staple pumps that we have been waiting for, and I am so excited to see it if you can't tell. So these, the Frontier things here, are like one of my favorite things that they have added. It is like a game changer, especially the shoes. Like the top is super cute. I'm so happy they changed the trim, but I feel like the shoes are something that I'm gonna wear a lot with everything. It's gonna be incredible. Okay, moving on. You guys probably already know about this one because it was in the live letters. They literally used this dress to show how the 2-dye system worked, but it is the spring dress. So initially, the only part of this dress that you could dye was like the trim and like the waistband sort of thing. But now you also get to change the color of the dress itself, which I think is really nifty. It's a simple change, but I think it still allows for a lot of variety and just takes this piece, it was already a really cute dress, and just takes it to the next level. This next one kind of surprised me how much I like it, because I feel like on its own, just the original dress, I liked it, but like, I don't know, I wasn't that crazy about it. Like, it's cute, but it wasn't like something that was my favorite. But now I love it. We're talking about the owl dye. So basically what excites me about this one is you get to dye the flowers. And that may seem like not a big deal, but it's kind of a big deal because it's really freaking cute. Like, look how adorable this is. So it dyes the flowers and it also dyes the color on the underside of the dress at the back. I don't really know what else to say. I just think it's super pretty. And I love to play around with the choices for dye too. I just think there's so many, like, I don't know why. It's just like super pretty now that you get to choose the color of the flowers in the back area. There's just so many combinations that look so pretty. Like, it kind of transformed this outfit for me into something that I thought was nice. And like, yeah, I had it in my glamour dresser, but I hardly wore it. But now I feel like I'll be trying to make more glams with this because I just think it's really pretty now. Next, we are briefly moving on to a pair of shorts, and that would be the Expeditioner's Pantalettes. So for the longest time, it had these like leather kind of straps on the legs, which, I mean, I think is a nice detail. But the problem with them was they just kind of stayed one shade of brown, and while they did look cool with a lot of stuff, now they look freaking incredible. I mean, now you change the color of the leg straps, and I mean, I think making them black is just really sexy and it's gonna look really, really cool. Like, it's gonna give you a lot of kind of like edgy badass options for glams. But I just basically think it's another one of those pieces where you love it, but sometimes it doesn't match because of that little detail, because you can't change the brown. But now you can change it and you can make it match. I think the only downside to it is that there is a little bit of a difference in kind of like the way a color translates to the leather part versus the cloth part, like the shorts themselves. But I do still think this is a really good one that a lot of people are going to be really happy about. Next, we have to talk about a pair of shoes that comes from the Island Sanctuary. It is the Island Shepherd's Sandals. So I think these were really cute to begin with, but what excites me about them is that now with the 2-dye system, it's actually the laces up the leg, up the ankle, that dye. I have always, if you guys know the Thavnairian outfit, like the Thavnairian Bustier, it kind of looks like the one dancer outfit. It has these like strappies, like the bottom piece has straps that go up the legs. I love that style, but the straps on that one don't dye, even with the 2-dye system. That's, unfortunately, they did not add that. So it's kind of disappointing. Where here, we get that style, but we actually get to choose the color of the straps. I think it's it just, again, just takes it to the next level. It takes something that you liked, but you wished would be different and made it the thing that you wished it would be, which is why it's so exciting. Next, I want to talk about the Salon Server's Dress Vest. I'm assuming the other one, which I think is the male version, but you can wear them on either gender. It's not gender locked, but it was originally, I think, the male version. Probably does the same thing. I honestly haven't checked because I like this one better. But I really like the change they made to this, which is simple. You can now dye the vest. Originally, the vest would stay kind of that charcoal-y color, where now you can make it any color that you want. And again, I just think this really takes a piece that was limited and unlocks the potential. Because before, with that vest staying a dark color, it kind of did have this vibe to it where it was a little more subdued, but now you can go ahead and make that vest any color you want it to be. You can make it bright pink. You can do whatever you want. It's fantastic. And I was talking about this piece just a minute ago, but the Thavnairian Bustier, I also think kind of the gloves and the shoes, it's kind of the whole set. It's just I'm kind of disappointed in how the bottoms dye, since it's like the straps don't dye, it's just the gold piece at the top of the thigh. But the way that this one dyes is basically it's the gold pieces are the second dye channel. And what I like about this is I think you can make some really cool looks with it. There's always the opportunity to do like 2 colors within the same color family, like a dark blue and a light blue. I actually really like doing pink and then like the cherry pink. So I think those look really good together. But something else that's really cool is if you dye the gold stuff like black, and then you do a color like red, especially if you go for a darker red, it looks so vampy and so cool. The other nice thing is that if you are more into silver, you can choose to make those silver instead of gold. So that's always super nice, because I feel like one of the issues that we have in this game is silver and gold, which is like some pieces look good together, but they have this like one little piece of gold or silver on them, and then it's like, so like your bottom might have like a little silver accent, and then the top is like got gold accents, and it's like, oh, like it always bugs me. So I love it that you can change those metal accents, and now you can have silver if you want silver, and you can make sure that it matches whatever you're wearing, because you get to choose now between silver and gold, which again, 10 out of 10. So I do really like this outfit. Now I'm going to be moving into some event pieces. So I really wanted to talk about the Valentione rose dress. This one came out like a few years ago as the Valentione's Day outfit. So it's not available anymore, but you can get it on the Mog Station if you like it. This one, I think the way it dyes is like a no-brainer. Like this would be totally expected, but it's really cool. Like I can't help but love it. And I feel like it almost gives this like Alice in Wonderland vibe now. Like it kind of did before with the blocked colors, but now it really does, since you can choose, again, any color you want. And yeah, it just, I love it. I think this set is really cute to begin with, but being able to choose the other color instead of just having it be black, again, allows you to take it from like subdued to brighter, and has a very Alice in Wonderland kind of vibe. And it's just like, again, it just elevates it, just makes it way more fun to use and to play with. Next, I wanted to talk about the Gentle Bean parka, as well as like the shoes, the kind of the whole set, the bottoms that come with it. This one was from the Fall Guys crossover event, which I think will come back in the future. So unfortunately, if you weren't around when this was a thing, you cannot I don't think you can get this anymore, but they will probably bring it back in the future. So you can't, it's not one of those events like Valentione's Day and like the regular holidays where you'll be able to find it on the Mog Station. You will have to wait for it to return to the game. But the reason that I really like this one and the way that it dyes is that it basically allows you to choose the gradient. Like that's what the 2-dye system has become. And I know a lot of people really, really liked this outfit and this sweater, especially to begin with, because it has a really cool detail on the back where it's got the little glowy like star and stuff. So now again, it's just, again, next level. It's just taken to a higher form of being. It was great to begin with, and now it's even better because you get to choose the gradient, and it just looks really cool. It just dyes really nicely. Next, I wanted to bring up a pair of shoes, these Summer Sunset Sandals. This is another event item, which I believe you can buy in the Mog Station if you want to. This was the event that's going on right now, which I'm blanking on the name on, this summer festival thing, it's from that. And originally, it's always been a cute shoe, but you have this bottom part that is wooden, and you couldn't change that. You're really only dyeing the black part, but now you can. You can dye both the straps and the wooden part, so you can make it match completely together, the same exact color everywhere. You can dye the bottom black or white. Either way, I think this just allows it to match a lot more outfits than it did before, because sometimes, even though the shoe is super cute, that wood on the bottom would kind of throw it off and just make it not really quite work with an outfit. So I just think it's going to be way more versatile now, and there's a super cute pair of shoes, so I'm really excited about it. So we are getting another win with the Strife Vest. So originally, before the 2-dye system, if you dyed this, that little overskirt thingy would remain black. And it was kind of frustrating because, I mean, it didn't really look that bad, but you just kind of wish that you could make it match, right? Well, now you can. The little skirt can now be changed to match the color of the top, and I just think that's fantastic. This is what we've always wanted. We got what we wanted. 10 out of 10. Okay, moving on into some Mog Station pieces now. I want to talk about the Eastern Lady Errant outfit, specifically like the top and the bottom, I think are the ones that dye the best. The top is another one of those things where you had parts of it that used to just be stuck. Like that inner lining, I remember a lot of people saying they wished they could change it. Now you can. Now you can. So the inner lining at the back changes, and so does like some of the trim and kind of little baubles hanging off of the outfit. But I think that is fantastic, because if you felt like the inner trim was like you didn't like the color, or you felt like it didn't really match that well, or same with just like the red pieces hanging off, was like, okay, I want to make this like a shade of blue, but I don't really like how the red looks with it, or whatever color. Like now that is not a problem. I feel like this one really ate and left no crumbs, as the youngins would say. I'm still young too. Now I sound like I'm old because I just said that. Well, anyway, also the skirt. The skirt is really important here, okay? And here's why. Remember how I talked about how there was always like pieces where like it has an accent and the accent is either gold or silver, and then it doesn't match because it's like, okay, my top has a gold accent, and with this particular bottom, the accent was originally silver. Well, now you change it. And the other thing you can do is, if you don't even want it to be like a gold or silver accent, you can just make it match the skirt. Especially if you're doing like black, it kind of just disappears. So I think that that's fantastic. It's one of those things where it's like, it wasn't like the biggest deal ever, but it was kind of annoying. No, it's not anymore. We're coming down home stretch, just a few more to go. And the next one is the Dirndl Set. I think the pieces from this one that have the most impact for me are the top and the shoes. So with the top, now you get to choose what color the inner shirt is, and you can do some really cute combinations with this, because the corset, you'll notice, often has this like lighter detail. So if you do like the cherry pink with like the pastel pink, for example, it looks really cute because there's a channel in the corset that's a lighter pink that kind of matches with that pastel pink if you make that the top, and I think it looks really good. I also use this one for my honeybee outfit, so that was cool. I thought it kind of had a really nice look for that. So that one's really great, but I also love the shoes. The shoes are really cool because you can now dye the socks. I don't know what else to say, I just think it's great. Next up, we have the street attire, also from the Mog Station. For this one, what excites me the most is definitely the jacket and the gloves. So for the jacket, now you basically get to dye the inside shirt. It was always white before. Now you can make it a different color. And then the cool thing about the gloves is originally, I believe they stayed black and the nails were what dyed. Now you actually do get to dye the glove. The whole glove doesn't really dye. There's still some black pieces in it, but I think it still looks good, and I do think it's still an improvement. So it's really cool because if you didn't want the glove to be black, now you can change the color, but you still get to change the color of the nail polish too. So I really, really like that. finally is another event item, and I don't know how it got here on my list because I tried to organize these kind of in like crafted / market board stuff, then like event stuff, then log station kind of stuff. So this is a little out of order here. I don't know, this had a little, the organization, we missed one here, but it is the witch's gloves. I have long lamented about the bows on these gloves being orange. I hate the color orange. I get that orange is a Halloween color because this is an event item from Halloween past. All Hallows Eve past. What do they even call it in the game? I don't freaking remember. Either way, I always thought, gosh, these gloves would look so good with so many outfits. They would be so perfect. They'd be perfect for your Sailor Moon outfit, but they also be perfect with just like a lot of other things, if only they didn't have these ugly orange bows on them. Well, guess what? They freaking don't anymore. You can change them. I think it looks really good black on black, but even like, let's say you're doing like your Sailor Moon cosplay, okay, because this is important. Sailor Moon's really important. You make it white, you make the gloves white, right? Then for the bow, you can either go with like a red color, like a bright red, I think would look really perfect, or you could like, I think ruby red to be specific, or you could go with cherry pink. Both would work because both are in the Sailor Moon color palette. And it looks really cute. And like, yeah, it's not the exact same as the gloves that Sailor Moon wears, but it's got the right vibe, especially if you do choose to go with the red or pink for the bow. It's just, again, this is the problem that we had. I had these gloves I never wore them because those stupid orange bows, and now they're gone. And I can't wait to make some super beautiful, dope, sexy, whatever. I make hoe glams. I can't wait to make a hoe fit with this, okay? It's gonna be great. Okay, so I think that's everything. Those are like my top picks. It was really hard to choose because they're not the only ones that are really cool or that got like a really nice upgrade or that had things about them that were annoying that got fixed. There's like a lot of really cute stuff that got 2 dye channels, but I did like, this is already kind of a long video and I didn't want this video to be like 3 hours long of me just going through all this stuff. I do want to give an honorable mention to the Theophany Robe. I really didn't want to include any like job specific gear in this because I want you to be able to look through these and be like, wow, Aitherea, you've got great taste. I'm going to wear that now. And you'll actually be able to wear it because it's not tied to a job. But of all the artifact gear, look at the Theophany Robe, the White Mage artifact gear from Endwalker. Tell me it isn't eating. Okay? This was already like one of the better, because I feel like White Mage, a lot of the artifact gear is like kind of not cute at all. This one was actually cute. We loved the frills. We loved it. We loved that aesthetic. It was so adorable. It was like one of the actual better Endwalker options because it was just really cute and frilly and fun. But now it has really been taken to that next level because of the way that the 2 dye systems work. It just looks so good. Like I looked through a lot of the artifact gear and like the 2 dye channels on a lot of them were like, yeah, it's whatever. It's nice that they added it. But this one is like, oh my God, it's incredible. I feel like I get cucked as a white mage all the time. Like all the time. I watch all these other jobs. Like look at the Vanguard gears from that dungeon. And look at like the scouting one. And then look at the healer one. It's like, like burlap sack. It's so ugly and stupid. I'm sorry if you like it. I'm sure there's lots of people that like it. But I'm so tired of the shapeless robes and burlap sacks. So like obviously I was really proud of the artifact gear that we got for Endwalker because it was actually cute. Like even though they kept with the robe design, they did something cute for once. They gave it cute details and frills, and now they made it dye incredibly, and I'm just like, oh, they're never thinking of me, but they did something right with this. Okay, I'm gonna stop being dramatic. I had to talk about that one because it's so good. All right, that was everything. Please leave your favorites in the comments. Even if it wasn't in this video, just tell me like what is a piece that has 2 dye channels now that you're like, oh my God, I love this. It's incredible. I might do another video with the most disappointing ones because there are some things that got 2 dye channels that are so dumb in the way that they work that I'm like, why did they waste their time and their resources to do that when they could have given us some 2-dye channels on the PvP tech gear, which they didn't do. It's still 1-dye channel. So, yeah, but just leave in the comments what your favorite 2-dye channel glamour piece and or outfit is. I want to hear it. I want to know, because I kind of just looked through my glamour dresser to see what I liked. You know, I was not going to try and look through the whole game. I'm like, I got the pieces I already like in my glamour dresser. I'm not, you know, and there is an ASMR video of me doing that. If you like ASMR, I got to plug that channel. I never do, but there that is. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a sacrifice to Lord Algorithm in the form of a like, comment, share, or subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to my channel members for supporting me. Bye!